Oh, baby, that wind is blowing like a son of a gun today. As I sit down to record today's episode, the air is tan with fine dust. I did hear one of the weathermen say last night that about half of West Texas would be coming in on this wind. Mercy. There was a mama possum on the front porch nibbling on some of the bird seed that I toss out there for the birds. I don't mind a possum coming and having a bite. They're all right. You don't want them in your chicken house, though. I think an adult hen can hold her own against a possum, but the possums will eat the eggs and possibly baby chicks if they can get hold of them. Aside from that, we're quite fond of the little creatures. On to today's episode, of course, we'll have a word. We'll talk about a historical figure, a birthday, a song, and a quote. So grab your favorite cup. Don't spill it on your desk. Sit back and I'll tell you all about it. Hi there and welcome to This Day in History for March 5th. March 5th is the 64th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 65th in leap years, with 301 days remaining to the end of the year. Since we had a possum on the porch today, and possums are marsupials, let's talk about the word marsupial today. Marsupial may be a noun or an adjective that refers to a group of mammals, particularly characterized by giving birth to relatively undeveloped young that typically continue their development inside a pouch on the mother's abdomen. Kangaroos, koalas, wallabies, possums, wombats, and Tasmanian devils are all marsupials and come with their own built-in baby carriers. Most marsupials live in Australia and New Guinea. The kangaroo is the most famous marsupial, and opossums are the only marsupials native to North America. The word marsupial comes to us through Latin, originally from Greek, a word that meant bag or pouch. First known use of the word marsupial is in the 1600s. Marsupial. And with that, David Dunbar Buick was born in Scotland in 1854 and came to America with his family when he was a little boy. Growing up, he worked in the plumbing business and developed a successful process for bonding porcelain enamel to cast iron bathtubs. Later on, he became interested in automobiles and founded the Buick Motor Company. This attracted the attention of an investor named William Durant. In 1904, the Buick Motor Company built 37 cars, which were known as the Model B. Before 2 years were out, David Buick had lost control of his business and sold his stock. In 1908, William Durant went on to make the Buick automobile a cornerstone of his new company, General Motors. Durant went about collecting other car companies to add to his stable, Cadillac, Oldsmobile, and so on. The Buick brand played a key role in General Motors' success through the years and is currently one of the auto industry's oldest nameplates. After selling his interest in the company, David Buick tried his hand at all sorts of ventures that just didn't work out all that well for him. Eventually, he moved back to Detroit, where he worked menial jobs. Sadly, David Buick died in obscurity and meager circumstances on March 5th, 1929, at the age of 74. This is the birthday of singer-songwriter Paul Evans, born March 5th, 1938 in Queens, New York, in the U.S. He gained prominence in the 1950s and 60s, best known for his 1959 hit, 7 Little Girls Sitting in the Back Seat, as well as Midnight Special and Happy-Go-Lucky Me. Beyond that, Paul Evans is a prolific songwriter. His compositions have been recorded by such notable artists as Elvis Presley, who recorded The Next Step Is Love, and Bobby Vinton, who achieved a #1 hit with Roses Are Red, My Love in 1962. Evans' music has also been featured in popular culture, with songs featured in film and television. He wrote an autobiography, Happy Go Lucky Me, A Lifetime of Music, published in 2021, chronicling his extensive career in the music industry. Still alive and still working, Paul Evans turns 87 in 2025. Happy birthday, Paul Evans. We mentioned Paul Evans, whose birthday it is today, and the fact that he's written a lot of songs. One of those songs is called Roses Are Red, My Love. Bobby Vinton found the song in a reject pile at the record company. He initially recorded it as an R&B number, but decided to re-record it in a slower tempo with a more dramatic arrangement, strings, and a backup choir. I think that was a good choice. Released in April of 1962, it hit #1 in many markets around the world, including the Billboard Hot 100 in July 1962, holding that spot for 4 weeks. Roses Are Red, My Love by Bobby Vinton was the first #1 hit for Epic Records. Several artists have covered the song as well. Roses Are Red, My Love by Bobby Vinton. Link in the description. How about that? Since we had a song about roses, how about a quote about roses? And I know the song was about red roses, but I thought these cream roses were pretty, even if they're less dramatic. The quote is, "Roses have thorns, but they are still admired, just like life's challenges make us stronger." Let's remember this. We all deal with the thorns sometimes. Be practical about it. Enjoy the roses, literally and figuratively. Take care. Be weather aware. Be good to each other, and I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do that one again. And I forgot to see what, maybe I can dub that in when I edit it. I mentioned that it's in the U.S. because it's rather presumptuous of me to assume that everybody knows that Queens, New York is in the U.S. You know, if I ever announce anybody from a different country, I say what country they're from, so. Anyway, my love, and I thought you turned that off. Shh. Now, see, there was a place for that. Okay. Just do that, and that. And now we're there. So we can make that go away and bring that over. Yeah, that's the ticket. Okay, good job. It does. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page. It's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.